I was like, you need to like do whatever you need to do to like get in your body. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, say a prayer or like however the you need to connect to like clear this. But like there is something there that is not you.
Does that idea feel as true to you as it does to me, that like we went there for ourselves, but also to like save your mom's life?
Yeah.
To like help her choose life?
Yeah, I feel that.
I don't want this series to be just about me, and I don't want this to be the life of David. And I think telling Miriam's story and being able to highlight Miriam's story is as equally as important and as equally entertaining and fun to watch. So something that I want to be able to do for this episode is look through the eyes of Miriam. What would it be like to capture Miriam's perspective of the exact same thing that I went through? Is it different? Is it the same? What does that look like? So that's episode 3. This will be fun. Let's dive into the mind and the world of Miriam Wagner. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, let's start here in the car that we thought we'd never find.
Okay.
I was just prefacing it for the camera. I wanted it to sound cool.
Am I ruining your film?
Let's start here and think about.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Okay, well, here's better. I would love to know like what it is that you actually want to talk
This is
about.
my channel now.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. I want it to be our channel. So I don't want this to be the mind of David Rostowski on the journey to Seattle. I want this to be like about our lives.
Okay.
But I don't know what parts you want to tell. Or like what's like really here and really real for you. And like,
Yeah, I feel like the stuff with my mom, that was like the most transformative.
So how do you want to do this? You want to start at the beginning?
Sure.
Okay.
But I don't know what that is. I'm not good at linear. No, it was like winter, and it was cold, and there was snow, and we didn't have any winter clothes. I got to wear my like winter jacket from like 1994.
And I got a little bit of frostbite on the tips of my toes from going outside.
I know, and my mom got you a jacket that looked like your grandpa jacket.
Oh my god, and I hated it, and my self-image went down the toilet for like a month and a half.
I mean, even like before we got there and after was like, this is the accelerated timeline. Like, as much as it doesn't feel like it. And I know you spoke to this before, but it's like, if you can solidify as who you are in the world on the East Coast, you can do it anywhere. Because like the openness of the people, it's not. So much so that my mom lied to all of her friends at church and told them we'd gone back to California. Because she didn't want to tell them or didn't know how to explain to them that we were entrepreneurs and like what that even meant or what we even did, because she couldn't wrap her head around it. So she didn't want to be asked questions.
So if we could solidify there, we could solidify anywhere, or we could be ourselves anywhere. So there was a piece of it that was for us. We've talked about all this, right? But from the perspective of like your mom and her life getting better, and like I think even potentially like being saved, you know? Like is there any
those
bits
true
of that
experiences.
that you want to talk about?
Well, I came downstairs one day and my mom was like so weird. I was like, what the fuck is going on with her? And she was just sitting in her chair in the corner in the living room. And I was just like, Mom, what's going on? I'm like, do you want to go to the health food store with me? It was like the highlight of anything, to do anything. And she's like, no, I didn't care. I was like, what? Where is she? And then I was like looking at her and I was like, she's not even fucking in there. And I was like, Mom, like, what the fuck? I was like, you need to like do whatever you need to do to like get in your body. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I'm like, say a prayer or like however the fuck you need to connect to like clear this. But like there is something there that is not you. So then, and I noticed because my whole body language was shut down towards her. And then she ended up closing her eyes and like saying a little prayer. And then I saw like the energy leave and everything shift. And then like my body turned and opened towards her. And it was gone. And then before I had even told David about it, he got the hit to put salt behind her chair, like a bowl of salt and water. So we did that. And then a couple days later, she told me that she actually thought she was going to die that day. I was like, oh, wow. we couldn't really tell why we were there. Like, at first we were like, why are we here? And I was like, is she gonna die? And she was even questioning that. She's like, are you guys here for me to die? Like, we just didn't really know.
Does that idea feel as true to you as it does to me, that like we went there for ourselves but also to like save your mom's life?
Yeah.
To like help her choose life?
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, because I don't think, if we didn't go, I think she would have died that day even, and someone would have found her in her chair. But she didn't.
I think it's cool seeing that right as we left, like right at the 9 months, she was shifting so hard.
Yeah.
Like she was open for the first time. The whole 9 months she was so resistant to going into a new church, even though she hated it.
She'd been thinking about going to a new church. She's like, oh, I've been thinking about it. David's like, how long have you been thinking about going to a new church? She's like, oh, about 3 years.
I was like, what? 3 years?
3
You've been
years.
thinking about going to a new church because you haven't liked your church for 3 years?
We got her sage spray for her car. We called it the bug spray to keep the bugs away.
You'd always be like, Mom, did you use your bug spray when you came back from church? But, oh no, I forgot.
I'm like, tss, tss, tss. Yeah. And I think like we got to show her, like, I don't know, just the level of conversation and things we talked about so much different than what she talks about with her like church friends. You know, they're talking about what like Susie did or didn't do. But like we got to talk about like all sorts of things, and whether she participated in the conversation, she was there for them. And then she started painting those angels. And she got to, for the first time in her life ever, make money from not a job. So it's like she got a glimpse of like into our world of like, oh, you can make money online. And I knew, like, as slow as it went and as like hard as it was, I knew it was going to be like such a like a glimpse, a glimmer, a blip in time. And I was like, oh, like people don't really get to do this. They like don't get to live with their parents again as an adult and like get to heal these things. Like this is huge. And it's going to go by so fast, and I'm going to have like wished for more time with her when she's not actually here.
Are you glad we did it?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you need to tie it up in a bow?
I will.
Oh.
Do you have any bows to tie or any things that you want to say in
I think
conclusion?
so. No, my brain doesn't really work that way.
Not a summarizer.
No.
Okay.
I feel like if there's loose ends, people can just take them and they can follow them wherever it leads them.
Right into the next episode.
Yeah. It's so good.
I don't know.
Mine too.
It said we had more money than we did, and then we didn't.
So we went to the basement apartment.
We went to...
I'm stressing out, but Miriam's good. Miriam's solid.